having come from the left and then being around libertarians a lot and being influenced by libertarians in the last like 10 years, has been to bring the two together. So that's, if you look at like my writing for a reason, that's often what I do for them. I'm always trying to find the issue where leftists and libertarians will agree, like gun control is racist. You know, there actually are some really smart leftists who know that, and they argue against gun control, and that's one of the reasons they do. Or, you know, what happened to the Stonewall Inn, or, you know, our common revulsion at parts of the American left, you know, like the progressives and their heavy-handedness with war and the state and all that, and eugenics, right? So the left is mixed, you know, there's conflict within it, and there are parts that don't really get along with each other. And I'm trying to like shake it out a bit and say, yeah, like some things don't really maybe belong here. Maybe we should like divorce ourselves from things like the progressive movement, right?
Yes.
Leftists.
Right.
Yeah. Unless you want a whole lot of eugenics and war, you know? So, yeah.
And so to bring it now to kind of where things are at, and so my listeners kind of get some differences here. Let's talk about someone they'll know obvious. You've said AOC, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden. Of the left, progressives, this corporatist word gets thrown around a lot too, and that's what I would actually refer to them as. But how does that fit into something like progressivism? I actually think it fits quite well, but I'll let you talk.
Well, all those guys, Harris, Biden, who was the other one?
I said AOC. I'm not sure where
AOC.
she's at these days. She seems to change quite a bit, so I don't know.
Okay, so she's a little bit different. But so where Biden and Harris started was none of those. It was what I call now the Clinton wing of the Democratic Party, which is the establishment now, right? Which became ascendant in the 1990s with Clinton. So that's the Democratic Leadership Council, which is the conservative wing of the Democrats. They took over. You know, they took over the party, and that's been the leadership of the party since then. That's who they are, and they are globalist managerial neoliberals. Okay. So they are interested in private property. You know, they're interested in capital. They like capital, and hello, Goldman Sachs, like, you know, funds every one of their campaigns. So obviously, but they want a world of separate nation states, but they want to have Washington, D.C. managing, not command and control, but managing the world economy and all the nation states. That's why they want to kill Russia. They want to kill Putin because they want to manage Russia, and Russia's not being managed. They're refusing to be managed by us. So that's where they started. And they weren't woke, obviously, because Joe Biden was proud of locking up, you know, 1 million Black people. And Kamala Harris locked up, you know, probably not 1 million, but a lot. That's what she did for a living.
Yeah.
When you're the DA in San Francisco, there are no white criminals. Hello, like all the white people there are rich, and there's only a handful of Black people who live there, and they're the poor ones. So what do you think? So that's all she did. That's all she did was lock up Black people. She didn't give a fuck about wokeness. Not only that, Kamala Harris, we know, comes from Indian Jamaicans, and Indian Jamaicans are famous. You can look it up. Famous for their anti-Black racism. They're famous for it. They're hated in Jamaica by Black people for that reason. Anyway, so they along comes 2020. The entire world has like veered into woke leftness suddenly, right? I mean, within just a few years, all of a sudden, woke is everything, and all these left-wing tropes from the past are like prominent. And they know how to get their bread buttered, you know, and so they're playing the game. I don't think they believe anything.